Hello, Chris Walker with the Convention of States Action here in Virginia, the state director, and I'm making this video on Memorial Day. And first off, I want to just say thank you to all of our veterans who have served in the armed forces, and I just want to ask that we all keep the memory of our veterans who have fallen in our hearts and remember the reason that they've given their sacrifice. The purpose of the video today is to talk about the primary that's coming up on June the 13th. Here in Virginia, all across the state, we're going to have primaries. There's going to be election for the governor and lieutenant governor, and then there'll also be some of the races for delegate will also be up for election as well. So, you'll want to take a look at. There's a website that I've put a link to on the description that will put you to let you know where your polling place is and who's on your ballot. What I would like for you to do is, as supporters of the Convention of States, to take some time on Election Day and show up to your polling place and see if you can get 10 or more people to sign our petition. Every time somebody signs that petition, that's another email that both their delegate and their senator receives. That's extremely powerful and helps to build our numbers. And when we show up during the General Assembly with our list of petitions, they'll see that our list has grown and grown and grown, which is exactly what we want to happen. So I just wanted to discuss some of the do's and don'ts when you show up to the polling place. First off, the do's. There's a link also on this video that will take you to where it's the Citizens Toolbox. You can print off petitions from there. You can print off handouts from there. At least print 10 of each to take with you. Then you'll want to go to the website Who's My Legislator and look up the names and the phone numbers of your state legislators that serve us in Richmond, your delegate and your senator. So whoever shows up to your polling place, they'll have the same senator and delegate as you do. Have those phone numbers right there. Even better, have them on speed dial on your phone. Make sure that you have a clipboard and some pens. Make sure you smile. Make sure you're dressing for the weather. Put your sunscreen on, or maybe a hat, comfortable shoes. It might not be a bad idea to bring a chair to sit in. Just you think about it before you go out there and spend an hour. You want to make sure you're comfortable. Also, there's a link to our website, to our Get Local page. If you'd like to click on that and try to join up with other patriots that are going to be doing the same thing, that would be great as well. The polling place is going to have an area that's marked off that you're not allowed to campaign in. Make sure that you stay outside of that. Even though we're not campaigning for either party or any candidates, still yet stay outside of those no campaign areas. And make sure that you comply with any other election law. If an election official comes out and asks you to move, please relocate. Look at the main paths of travel to and from the polls, and try to be where there's the most people traveling, especially when they're leaving the poll. As you talk to folks, as they're coming towards the polls, say hey and tell them that you're not trying to influence their vote one way or the other. That you would just like for them to take a couple minutes when they come back out of the polls, stop by and talk to you for just a couple minutes. You only got to take a couple minutes of their time. Many people will still, they'll be too busy, or they'll say they're too busy to give you 2 minutes, but most will stop and talk to you for just a couple minutes. When you do talk to them, talk about term limits. Most Americans agree that we need to have term limits on Congress. Talk about the balanced budget. Most of Americans agree that we need to balance the budget. Those are common issues. And talk about how Congress is not going to give up their power willingly, and that's why we need the states to fix this mess. And if you can get them to sign the petition, encourage people then to call their state legislator and ask they support our resolution right there on the spot, right there while they're there. Have a little short phone script with you for them to read off would be a great idea too. Just saying, dear legislator, my name is such and such. I live at such and such address, and I'm asking that you would support our Convention of States resolution. And please send an email to leaders.va@cosaction.com to let us know that you'll be supporting this. Something like that would be plenty good. And having that on speed dial, you can dial a number for them, and you could talk to the legislative aide and say, hey, I've got a constituent on the line that would like to talk to you about the Convention of States. Just let them then use the phone. Choose the best time of day that's going to suit you. The best time of days that would be the most productive are going to be the first thing in the morning, lunchtime, and in the evening after folks get off work. But choose a time of day that's going to best suit you. Now, on the don't side, of course, don't be rude. That goes without saying. Don't get frustrated if the polls are slow. Again, the best time of day is going to be in the morning, lunchtime, and after work. Don't promote any candidate or party. Stick to the Convention of States message that we're trying to impose fiscal restraint on the federal government, term limits on federal officials, and just limiting the power and the scope of the federal government. Make sure that you don't ignore the no campaigning area. Look for that. Make sure that you don't stand over inside of the no campaigning area. And then when you're done, send all your signed petitions to the addresses at the bottom of the page. So thank you very much for taking time to review the video. I hope that you will also take the time to participate in this, and happy Memorial Day.